Boys and girls, I hope you are all settled down for the evening and you have your jammies on. I don't have my jammies on, but I do have my favorite blanket. I'm sitting in my favorite spot in my house and I'm all ready to read you a bedtime story. And my story is called We All Need Each Other. And it was written by a man named Mark Lowry. Okay, and as I read, I will do my best to remember to show you the pictures, okay? All right, once in a land not too far from here, really quite close, in fact, very near, there lived a mouse whose name was Piper. Folks thought he was strange because the mouse was hyper. A hyper mouse. His one eye was gray, the other was blue, and his tail curled up in a cute curly queue. He had fur from the top of his black pointed nose right down his back to the tip of his toes. At birth he looked like his brother and sister, but this mouse was different. Believe it, mister. He liked to jump and he loved to run. He could never sit still 'cause sitting still's no fun. He bounced over bottles and jumped over jars. He leaped over lizards that ran through the yard. He flew up the trees, barely touching the leaves, then back down again with the greatest of ease. Oh, he sounds busy. He smiled all the time and he laughed and he joked. He loved playing pranks. Yes, he loved pranks the most. His teacher would beg, "Won't you try to be good?" So he'd try, oh, he'd try just as hard as he could. But something would pop, yes, pop in his head. Then off he would go, misbehaving instead. 'Cause when he would sit for even a while, he'd daydream of running a 3-minute mile. His energy came from deep in his soul. His mom often said he was hard to control, but she knew a great gift was buried inside. In time it will happen, she predicted with pride. But our story began when Piper first learns that life as we live it can take twists and turns. And often it's hard to get through by yourself. There are times when you really need somebody else. Well, our hyper young mouse was down by the creek where a small caterpillar was trapped on a leaf that was floating too fast on the water, a wrinkled old leaf and a poor caterpillar. The town had all gathered to rescue their friend. The young and the old were all watching just when the leaf hit the rapids. It bounced up and down. Yes, it bounced and it flounced and it trounced all around. An old mouse with wisdom cried, "What shall we do? Oh dear, I'm too old for a speedy rescue." Another said, "Someone must quickly reply. Oh, surely that poor caterpillar will die." While others were wondering which plan was best, young Piper stepped forward ahead of the rest. "Quicker is better, I'll go," and he ran. He sprang over Grandpa and flew over Fran. He's got a mission. The mare went bug-eyed and bellowed, "Oh my!" But lickety-split, old Piper flew by. With no thought for himself, Piper dove in the river, and that's when it happened. That poor caterpillar opened her wings and took to the sky. Well, what do you know? She's a blue butterfly. She flitted and flapped her wings and flew like an angel and felt like a queen. But what she saw next caused her poor heart to quiver, for Piper was drowning down deep in the river. She lowered her head, she pulled back her wings, she dove to the water, never questioned a thing. She did not give it a second thought to go help him, did she? Piper was thrashing and grasping for air. When his head popped up, Miss Butter was there. Sweetly she smiled, introducing herself. "Nice manners," cried Piper, "but I need some help." She gave a flick and a flack and a flitter. With one more tug, old Piper was hither. With Piper now settled astride on her back, she stretched out her wings and gave the wind one more whack. A picture of beauty they rose in the air. "Bravo!" squealed the wise mouse. "Hooray!" cried the mayor. The village rejoiced to see such a sight, a mouse and a butterfly together in flight. They landed on shore to the cheers of the crowd. Then Piper announced in a voice clear and loud, "This is the day I have finally learned that life as we live it can take twists and turns. And often it's hard to get through by yourself. There are times when you really need somebody else. So tell all the neighbors, tell those far and near. Keep telling them all till they finally hear. Tell parents and friends and folks on the street. Tell everybody you will ever meet. Tell grandmas and grandpas, each uncle and aunt. Tell all your cousins, keep on till you can't. Think of a person who has never heard the super stupendous sensational words. And especially tell your sister and brother, this one thing is sure. We all need each other indeed. A new commandment I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. And that is in John 13:34. So boys and girls, take time to let your family and friends know how much you love them and you need them. I hope you enjoyed your book. Now go to bed and sleep tight.